Hi everyone, and today I'm going to talk about a poem, A Tiger in the Cage by Leslie Norris. This poem shows the contradiction between the two tigers. One is who is in the zoo and another one is who is in the jungle. Now let's see the poem. Let us see the first stanza. He stalks in his velvet stripes, the few steps of his gaze on paths of velvet quiet in his quiet race. And here, the first what we can understand is that he is used here and he is tiger. The personification is used here, and the stalks means that follows or walks. So we can put here as a walks, and he walks in his babbage stripe. Babbage stripe is talking about the tiger's colors, deep bright colors that has the black and yellow color that stripes has on the tiger skin. That is here, that we can see. And then few steps in his case. Okay, and there's what we can understand from here is that that's the that tiger walks in his rabbit, means the tiger, what we can understand is that tiger has the deep bright color of black and orange. And after that, what the tiger does is that's he walks, he stalks the few steps of his case. But he is in the case, we can understand the tiger is in the case, and that in the case he cannot walk long distance and only he can walk the few steps because the in the case is limited, right? So that he walks few steps on the patch of velvet quiet. And the patch is talking about here is that the pose of the tiger. The velvet is talking about the very soft, that we have the velvet clothes, that's is talking about that. Here comparison is given. The like the pose of the tiger is very soft, quiet, very soft, and means that here a tiger walks very soft and smoothly without making any sound. That's what we can understand here. And in his case, quiet range is talking about is that this is one of the anger. What kind of anger? An uncontrollable anger. Says uncontrollable anger. Okay, so here that it's quite range, but here is the controls the anger, uncontrollable anger, very anger. But here is that it's quiet, it is silent. Silent is here given. But how is that? But it is used to express that the tiger generally they are very angry, and the violence angers they have. But this tiger they cannot make anger because they are in the case their anger when they angry, so they have no benefit of anger because they cannot attack anyone. So here that's why that it is quite anger, but he can't angry any more because he is in that case. That's what we can understand here. So this is that. And the tiger has a babbage stripes colors, and then he walks a few steps in his case, and when he walks he doesn't make any sound and very softly he walks. And then but tiger again cannot angry any more because he is in the case. That's what we can understand in the first stanza. Now let us see the second stanza first. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through the long grass near the water hole where the plum deer pass. So what we can see here is that he should be lurking. Lurking means here the remaining hidden and to ambush. Remaining hidden to ambush. To ambush here. And then sliding means walking. Here we can say that walking through the long grass and near water hole where there is the water hole and where the plump there pass. So here's we can see here that this stanza talks about the tiger who is in the jungle. So the poet says that the tiger who is in the jungle should be to remain hidden in the shadows where there is the shadows or behind the bushes and to attack the animals. And then again tiger says poet says that the tiger should walk through the long grass in the forest, should be walking and comes and where there is water hole, that's poles there and the water there, and then he should be hidden there and then he should wait for coming deer because that deer will come to drink water, and near that the tiger who is in jungle should hide and wait and attack the animals and deer, and that should be the nature of the tiger. So that's what's the poem the poet described here. And then now let's talk about the third stanza. Third stanza also talking about the tiger who is in the jungle. So here, and he should be snoring around the houses at the jungle edge and baring his white fangs and claws, terrorizing the village. This is also the character of the tiger. Here he is the personification is used and he is tiger here again. So let us see some of the meaning here. Snarling is talking about that's making a warning anger sound. Okay, it says we can put is here, so warning sound of anger, you can say here. And he should make a sound, and the tiger makes a sound of anger where near the houses, that the houses were at the houses which have in jungle edge. At the jungle edge means that near the jungle as some houses were there, and then tiger should go there and make the sound of anger, his sound of anger. And by barring means that by barring is talking about the uncovering, is that uncover we can say uncover means opening. By opening his white fangs as a tooth here, its tooth and his paws here, by showing and uncovering, by showing in the lower tooth and the paws, and that will make anger, and that makes fear to the villagers. So that should be the nature of the tiger who is in the jungle. That's what the poet described here. And that all what we can see here is that he should hide in the shadows and walking through the long grass, and where there is water, when the deers animals comes to drink water, and so tigers should attack. That's the nature. And the third stanza is that, and he should make the anger sounds that's near the houses, the which has near the jungles, and by discovering his white tooth and the paws, and that should make fear the villagers. That's what the poet described here. Now let's see the 4th and the 5th stanza. But he's locked in a concrete shell, his strength behind bars, slugging in the length of his gaze, ignoring visitor. So this tiger is talking about tiger who is in the cage. So now the poet says that that's contradiction of the tiger who is in the jungle. So now he said that tiger is locked in a concrete shell. Concrete shell is okay. Concrete shell is the wall, and then concrete is the made of the cement, bricks, and stone and sand. So that is the strongest wall. Then the tiger is locked, but he is kept inside the concrete shell, and his strength behind the bars. What is the meaning here? That his strength behind the bar means that though the tiger is very strong and he has the strong strength, but all the strength are the useless, because he's that behind the bars of the cell, because that he cannot come out of the bar and cell. But what he does is that sucking in the length, only the length of the case is that, so he walks. So here is that we can say that that's walking, sucking on the walking, the length of case. What he can do, that's tiger, what tiger can do is that only can walk only the limited the areas of the case, and then ignoring visitors. There's a lot of the visitors and comes to see the animals in the zoo, but those people comes, so he ignore that, he cannot do anything, he cannot attack to the visitors. So that's he ignored the visitors, and he doesn't make any anger sound and try to attack that. That's what the poet says here. Then 5th stanza, last stanza, look at that. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, the stores, and stores with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stores. So that's what we can see here. Only what he does is that the tiger hears the voice of the night. What was the voice of the night? Is that patrolling cars. Patrolling means that the walking around and to check some of the to check that's what is happening. So here that's the patrolling cars, police patrolling cars were driving, and security cars were driving what is happening in the zoo. And that's what only that tiger hears the sound of that patrolling cars. And then another that tiger does is that stirring, looking, so look at the brilliant star and the shining stars, and with the shining eyes, the brilliant eyes. So that's what he can do, and he can't attack anything, only the hearing at the sounds of the patrolling cars and looking at the stars with his bright eyes. That's what he can do. That's what the poet says here. That's the contraction of the two tigers, one who is in the cage and another is who is in the jungle. That's what we can see here. Let us see some of the poetic devices used in the poem. So it's just like a first stanza, but we will see from the second stanza. So first, what we can see is the rhyming scheme. Rhyme scheme is here. Rhyme scheme is, we can say that A, B, C, B. Because here all the stanza you can see here, the shadow is that A here, and grass B here, and hole the C here, and B here. Why is that B here? Is that grass and pass is rhyming here, so we will take as a B, B. So this is the rhyming scheme that we can see here, the A, B, C, B. This is the rhyming scheme. And another the poetic device used here is that the first we can see is the personification. Personification is here that he is the person, right? Third person. So he is used here, he, third person, but he is referring to the tiger. So, and tiger is given as a tiger is given human quality. That's why that here personification is used. And another poetic device used in the poem is that enchantment, that we can see here. Enchantment means that we can see is here. You can see here enchantment means that not using the punctuation marks. Look at that, it should be lurking in shadows here and used here, but in this grass hole. And these two sentence is same, is continuing, so it's one sentence up to here, but this, the grass and holes here, no punctuation mark is using here, so that is known as adjustment here. And this is the main. So imaginary is also used in the poem. Imaginary means that showing the scene. Scene means just like so here in the second stanza also, he should be lurking in the shadow and sliding through long grass near the water hole, and the way the plum deer pass. That is the imaginary scene, that poet showing that, thinking in the mind and showing the scene. That is known as imaginary. Imagery is used here. Okay, this is what we can understand here, and we enough here.